Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here today. I'm still getting ready for the show, but I think we're about ready. We're looking at our river readings. I knew they were high and all. I just want to make sure we got them out. Our high today is going to be 52, low 33. We're looking at the water temperature is 58, so it's been steady all 2 weeks right there once we got it back 2 weeks ago. The Apalachicola at Bluntstown, I'm looking at it right here, it's right at 20 foot, and it's going to be that way. It's going to start going down for the weekend, looks like. The Choctaw, of course, that rained yesterday. I don't know. Choctaw Caraville is at 12 foot, and it's going up. So it's got, both rivers are high. We've been mentioning all week, high water. So be careful out there. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good steady tide today, a completely neap tide. We're looking at a low at 12:33, a little bit of a high at 2 p.m. It's going to pick up tomorrow. The tide's going to have a little bit of a movement in it tomorrow, so that's not bad. The wind direction today will be north-northwest at 15. Talking about tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's going to be a sunny day. It's going to be cool. It's going to be in the 40s and be in the 50s. It's going to get about 56 tomorrow, and mainly sunny. So tomorrow's going to be a good outdoor day. Good way to end the hunting season. A good weekend to end it. We've had a share of storms, but it's looking better right now. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Speaking of weather, I'm checking on it, and it's been a heck of a week as far as the weather is concerned. It's just been tough all across the country. I've always been just intrigued with it. And I was looking at Oklahoma City broke their all-time record as far as low. It's minus 11 in Oklahoma City. I just thought that was amazing. And over here in Biloxi, they broke a 121-year broke the record from 121 years ago, and they were down to they were down to 16 degrees this time of year. So that was just record breaking all over. So I just thought that was just mirrors and typifies what we've all had this week. So it's been something else. But today should be okay. It should be okay. All right. Let's start looking at some of these pictures. We'll get let's take care of the ugly ones first. We're going to put old Ben Steele up here, and he got him another one up at the Seven Oaks Hunt Club. Here he is. Thanks for the comment. It's been a tough year. Nice 6-point, Ben. Ben is a really good hunter. He's hunted hard this year. He really has. This weather, just talking about it, this must be the weather our parents walked to school in. And that should ring a bell with some of y'all, all these stories, walking in 3 foot of snow. Steve Barnett, look at this, is cool. He's sitting down. This swamp cat had no idea I was around until he was 3 feet from me. That was a cool encounter. Now that is cool right there to get. That's when you're camouflaged. You're still, and you don't smell like a human. Good job, Steve Barnett. Okay. I like this one for all my dog-loving buddies. If you're sad, pet a dog, and you will be okay. If you're mad, pet a dog, and you'll be okay. If you're happy, pet a dog, and you'll be happier. Always pet dogs. Now, isn't that the truth? Do they not love a little pat on the head? How about our buddy Captain Roy? He got him another buck. 86 years old and is still slaying the buck. That's a nice buck, Roy. Good job. Thank you, Samantha, for sending that in. Captain Roy. All right, tomorrow we plan, our plans are to be in, and hopefully y'all can make it too, up in Andalusia, Alabama, the pre-spring rumble in the swamp, youth small game hunt with hounds. So looking forward to it. Have a big breakfast and big safety meeting and hunt to about lunchtime and hear those hounds. It's going to be nice and cool. It's going to be good weather. All right. Jennifer Dunaway Griffin, Siler has been so patient all season. He finally pulled the trigger on a 6-point this evening. He's still hoping for the big one before the season's out. So nice buck right there. Good one. We're about to run out of time for pictures now. Bill Roxby over in Santa Rosa Beach sent this to me. now that hunting season is winding down, time to get the boat out and think about fishing. And I looked at that with a little bit of humor, and I thought about it, so I replied to him, that's right, and don't let anything stand in your way. Okay, that's over in Santa Rosa Beach. Thank you, Bill, for sharing that picture with us. All right, let's see, I got one right here now. Over here in Ball Point, the eastern part of our viewing area, John and Laurie McCarter. This is the first time we've had the sunrise in days. Haven't been able to see the water because of all the fog. It's time to get outdoors at Ball Point. So there's a beautiful picture there. And I got another one here. Isn't that just beautiful? Sun rising. It's nice to see the sun back out. I promise you. Just a quick reminder, flounder season. New regulations March 1st. We've talked about it. Officer Ramos talked about it last week. The big thing to us is going from 12 inches to 14 inches on the size. The second one there, and then the third one, the bag limit goes from 10 to 5. Most fishermen know that now. But speaking of sunrises, let's go to sunset. This is actually from the Lynn Haven Bridge. Joe Eddy took this a sequence of it. Okay, the sun's going down here. All right, then the second one, you see the power lines like you're looking from the Lynn Haven Bridge over toward the beach. You can see the power lines going across there, and a beautiful set right there, and then it's setting on back down. Good job, Joe Eddy. Good pictures there, buddy. And we're going to talk about this later on, but just on leads and all. I started to bring some of my leads, but I just decided to do a picture because we're going to do some talking about surf fishing and all. Top left, that's called a bank lead, and then a flat bank. Those same things. That's just sort of for bottom fishing, getting your hook down there on the bottom. Then top right-hand corner, the pyramid, that's the one we use most of the time. That's, of course, the number means the ounces on it. That's a 4 ounce. And I usually, most of the time, I use a 3 ounce, sometimes a 2 ounce. I don't go to 4 much. Bottom left, Storm. I'm not too familiar with these two right here, honestly, Halls. I don't use those that much. But this one I've used some. That grip breakaway, I brought it in, and I've used it some. Haven't been too impressed with it, but it's sort of for rough water and all. But that's your leads that we use a lot of around here in the Panhandle. This right here, let me come back to this. Let me see. I want to show right here. I want to show this one here. Winston, I finished out the season with a nice 9-point. I called in with a grunt. Good times with my grandson. Thanks, Matt Griffin. And a good picture there. Grunted up in Calhoun County. And here's another picture of him. Matthew had a good year. That's the second big buck he's gotten up there in Calhoun County. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I was talking about cool inventions and neat things and all. Ran across this. Brian Revere posted this the other day. This for all you folks have firewood and everything out there. So let's see, get it. All right, check it out. Check it out. So here it is. That's on the front end right there, and a boom, boom. How about that for a log splitter? Is that not the coolest thing? So you sort of stick, boom. And you know, with old wood, look at that. I don't know if that just attaches. You see, it's got a point. I was trying to look how it's made. Got a point on the end of it, and it just penetrates that. I mean, that's just ideal. I just wanted to. I just thought that was cool, and I wanted to share that with you. But the all kind of outdoor things you can invent, but that really would help on the bigger logs. You know, the smaller ones it's okay, but I thought that was cool. So thank you, Brian, for showing that. I also want to talk about this real quick about the protected Point Washington State Forest and Point Washington Wildlife Management Area. They're trying to put a road from I guess from 30A through Point Washington Wildlife Management Area out to the main 98. They want to put a road through there, and there's a petition going around. If you get a chance to look it up, here's protect. And in fact, it just says protect the Point Washington State Forest. You can look it up. So it's that would almost destroy that area. You got this nice Point Washington area, and then you're going to put a road right through the middle of it. And the precedent that sets that, I understand the traffic congestion and all, but that's the problem they have as far as people. And what it is, they just want to develop more, and once that road will be 2-lane, then they're going to 4-lane it. And that's our public land. That's our land. It's not private land. It's our land, and we run it. They don't make it any more state forest. We don't have any more public land over there. So, putting the roads in the middle of it, I signed a petition. I'm flat out against it. So, y'all South Walton folks and Walton County folks, let us know about that. Also, hats off to the Walton County Commission. Recently they voted not to let those big old solar panel farms come up through northern part of Walton County. And guess what? This Tallahassee is now trying to. The South Florida senators and all have a bill to anything that's farmed, that's resident. I mean, not residential. Anything that says this is farm agricultural land, that they have a right to put the solar panels on. So that's taken away from the county commissioner. So there's a big stink going on. So let your legislators know about it, that they flat out don't have a right to do it. The county should be able to determine it. Jackson County done lost out because they got 3 of them out there. But Walton County, stick by your guns and do the best you can. We're supporting here on Panhandle Outdoors. That reminds me, every now and then I just like to slow down, just to, take some observations and reflections on how things were going. Sometimes it's midsummer. I usually save them. In fact, this last one was mid-August. I said the trees are growing and anyway, the different things like that. But this is a late winter. I wrote down a couple of them last night. Just observations that I, Winston Chester, see at different times. I love observing people and watching things and seeing how things develop. And one of the things is just the trend of things, I guess. And most of it's good, some of it's not good, but it's real things that's happening. One of the things that jumps out at me, since the pandemic, a lot of people are having to do work at home. And yet some other people are they're working in the field or having to go to work. Well, the people doing work at home, they're fine. They don't want to go back to work, especially state offices and all those. They're fine. All they got to do is, stand by and answer a phone call every now and then and type a few things, and they don't want to go back to work. So I've got a kick out of that. Most of the private businesses will go back to work, but the people in the field, most of them have not skipped a beat. They're out there working every day. But that's one of the things I noticed. The people that are staying home don't want to go work. The second thing I noticed, again, the drivers, the red light running is still rampant. The speed is not as bad as it was. It's still bad, but not as bad as it was back last summer. But the driving, please be careful out there. And one of the red light running, I told you about a situation where the light turned green, I pulled out, and this lady just kept going, and luckily I saw her. Same thing happened to a friend of mine this past early part of the week. She was coming out from Harrison Avenue onto 23rd, and this lady, this driver, I don't know, it was a lady, because the lady got out of the car, kept driving, ran right through the red light, and luckily she saw it in time to stop real quick, she and her friend. So just watch it. The red light running is bad. On the negative side, I still feel like, our country is so divided, and we're in such a bad shape morale-wise in our country. You got bad people, and it seems like there's more evil out there than good right now. But usually good overcomes the evil, and I feel strong about that happening. It's a divided country, and I won't get into politics and all. There are bad people on both sides of the spectrum. We've got to meet somewhere in the middle and just do the best we can for ourselves and our country. So. I hope it gets better, but it's just evident to all of us. It's like that, but at the same time, I just feel like there's a little thread of optimism. I just detected a thread of optimism out there, just talking to people and all that. It may be because we're right on the verge of spring. We're only like 27 days away from the first day of spring, and we're right on the verge of it. And weather-wise, it's going to make things better, and I just feel an air of optimism out there. And another thing too, I think we really, personally, I feel like we're sort of about to get to the hump over here on COVID, and we're about to get over that hump. I know the cases are going down. They've been decreasing the last week or so, dramatically increasing, and people are being careful. And there's been 13, 14 million people already got their shots, and so all of those little things are adding up to a really good situation, hopefully, by the summertime and all. So things are looking better. So I just wanted to throw out some of my observations of just what's going on here in the Florida Panhandle, outdoors, and just in real life things. And we used to talk about this when I had my classes and all. You'd be surprised at what teenagers don't observe. They just don't, they're in their own little world. So if you get a chance to just share things with them, and I talked to a parent earlier this week, and I said, if you one word that you can get your daughter to just understand and grasp right now, use that word hope, H-O-P-E. hope that things going to get better, and I think they will. So I will throw that out at you. But all that being said, let's get to our drawing. Okay, Friday drawing, and we again, you're gonna we'll add names any time of the year. And the first one, we're going to do 2 Los Angeles. Ate there yesterday, and it was good. It's as simple as that. I saw Matt and Mentor, both of them. From Chipley, James Cutts. All right, James, let's put you over here. $25 gift certificate of Los Angeles. And the second one, I try to keep them stirred up. And that's going to be from Cottondale, Chris Barnes. Let me throw this one back in there. Okay, now let's go to the $20 gift certificate of Tarpon Dock. And their boats were sort of sitting in the last couple of days. They're going out now, though, but there's been some rough weather out there, those commercial guys. It's been hard on them. And, okay, from Panama City Beach, Mike Carroll. And a big red snapper, the signature fish of the Florida Panhandle offshores, is going to be, the last one is going to be from Lynn Haven, Carol Miller. How about that? So we've got Chipley, Cottondale, Panama City Beach, and Lynn Haven representing the Florida Panhandle. All right, let's take a break and we'll come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. Let's get started on it. I want to start off by saying it's been a slow week. There just haven't been a lot of folks out fishing. I did write down a few things though. Number one, the sheepshead bite. Again, when you're sheephead fishing, a lot of times you can do it from a bridge. So weather comes, you can sort of jump off the bridge, and also don't jump off the bridge, get off the bridge. And then bass fishing, well, you know, it started and around these sandhill ponds. It started just beginning to spawn a little bit. You saw the picture earlier this week. Also wrote down crappie fishing Lake Talcott is right in the middle of it. And for you folks that asked me for that Lake Talcott guide, I could not get in touch with anyone up there. I don't want to recommend somebody I sort of don't know, but if any of y'all know anybody, I could pass it on, but that just didn't, it's not that I forgot about it, we just didn't get a hold of anybody or touch base with anybody, but it's still not over. And also wrote down squid. The squid bite is just beginning. So again, squid fishing is not hard to do. You can do it from the area where, just right there at the end of the marina or St. Andrew or several places there. Squid fishing is good. And it's just beginning. Okay, one other thing too, I was picking up some information on the freshwater, and I ran across. I wanted to talk about the Jim Woodruff, or what we call the Chattahoochee Dam, because of so much going on with the catfishing. We had a 70-pound catfish caught not too long ago, this early part of the week. But these hydroelectric dams, we've talked about them being across the country, and you know the history of it. We've talked about that. I just saw. There are 3 dams in the northwest Pacific area that are being taken down, 3 hydroelectric dams. I think all 3 of them in the state of Washington, and they're taking them down for the salmon flow and all that. But I got to thinking about that. It won't be in my lifetime, but I think you're going to see where they start taking down hydroelectric dams, and it's going to be replaced. I'm thinking, of course, I'll go immediately to Lake Talcott and the Chattahoochee Dam, and what's going to happen, check this out, what's going to happen when they do, it won't be in my lifetime, but when they do, they will take the dam down, okay, and then you're just going to have rivers. So all you folks that live on Lake Seminole up there, be aware of that. It's going to be down the road, but I can see that coming. I really, because, if you thought, 20 years ago, you see solar panels and turbines out all over the place, it would be crazy. But anyway, when they do, you're going to lose your lakefront property, but at the same time, they're going to put solar panels there and wind turbines where the lake was. You watch and see that, and see if that don't happen. But I just thought that would be, in a way, the fishing. I don't know how it's going to affect the fishing. It's certainly not going to help it. But be aware of that. But anyway, let's go back to present day. I just want to show you some places here to fish along the river. And okay, right here, this is Aspalaghi. Okay, see the river comes across here. There's a landing here. In fact, I'm going to have to go Aspalaghi Road, Quincy. I'm going to go to it. Aspalaghi, because my dad and I, this is where we used to go, right here. And we'll go down this road. And then the landing, this is a really cool place. The landing is right up in here. And we would fish, y'all look here. See right there to the left? Those are breakers out there. we'd fish on the back side of those. That's still, we caught some fine fish there. And believe it or not, went on the other side of the river, we caught catfish on the left side, and they would catch on the right side over here under some hanging limbs, right, probably that limb right there, those trees hanging out in the water. We would get in some brim right there, all the way. In fact, there's some boats right there. So anyway, that's the upper end of the Apalachicola River, okay? So you got that landing there, then go on down, and you have Ochese on that'd be we were on the east side. On the west side, you have Ochese Landing over here, right across from Terrell State Park. You see Terrell State Park there. Across the water is the Ochese Landing, and all roads lead to Ochese. And you can see that's a very popular landing, and you can go upriver or downriver there. And again, that's two good places to put in. And then, of course, down here at the Bristol Landing. I want to talk about landings a lot today because we can't talk about catching fish that much. The Bristol Landing, right here is Bristol, and here's the ramp right here. The Bristol Landing, a good place to put in. Again, there's a bridge, the Highway 20 bridge, and then right here, the McNeil Landing, right here, in Bluntstown on the other side of the river. Okay, so you got that's 4 landings right there, and then of course you're going down here. Once you get into to Weewall, then you go from there. You go down to the Weewall. You know all the landings down toward the Weewall. We'll go over those areas later. They just Weewall, we just call it the Weewall area, but the Dead Lakes area. And you got so many areas there to put in, so many boat landings, Willis Landing, and all those, so, and all the way down to Howard Creek and all. So you can, what I want to get out to you today is that Apalachicola, the upper end and lower end, is just excellent fishing. Okay, real quick, you got the same thing over here on Choctawhatchee. Next week, I'm going to try to talk about the Choctawhatchee Landing, and the landings up there around, Highway 20 is just one of the favorite landings to put in there on the Choctawhatchee River. And it's going to be, but the river's going to be high now, but I just want to make sure everybody, especially folks that move in, you know where to go with some of these boat landings in fresh water. So we sort of hit on that today. Okay, we're going to run out of time. Don't forget Pine Log Creek Landing, another good one right there too, right below Ebro. We're just blessed to have so many landings. All these landings are free to put in, except where? St. Joe and Mexico Beach. Okay, you have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.